See, there are a number of statistical tests which are used to analyze the data, and one of them is F test or F statistic, that is actually used to test equality of variance. We want to see whether the variance values of two samples are equal or they show significant difference from each other. The formula used for EF value, getting this EF value, is quite simple one. It is S1 square divided by S2 square, where this S1 square is variance of sample 1 and S2 square is variance value of sample 2. But one thing should be taken care, that numerator will always be that variance value which is larger. So here if S1 square is larger value, then it will be numerator and the other one will be denominator. And degree of freedom is calculated by considering this n1 minus 1, that is number of observations of sample 1 minus 1, and this will be for numerator, and then n2 minus 1 for sample 2. So because we need actually 2 degree of freedom values to see the EF critical value in the table. And we can understand this entire calculation of EF statistic by considering a particular case. Here I have taken two samples, sample 1 and sample 2. And the first one comprises a number of observations, 5 observations are here. So these are actually X1 observations, that is 10, 12, 13, 11, 14. These are individual observations for sample 1, and in sample 2 there are total 7 observations. So in case of student t-test, we want to see the difference between two mean values, but sometimes we find that the mean values of the two samples may be completely same or equal, but the dispersion or the variation in the observations may be differing to a large extent between the two samples. So we want to see whether the observations of the two samples are quite consistent, or there is much difference between the variance values of the two samples. So for this purpose, the EF statistic is done. And what we are going to do in this case, that first of all we will find out the mean value of the sample 1 and then mean value of the sample 2, because from such mean value we shall be able to get the variance. So here the sum of all these observations, that has come 60, and the number of observations are 5. So X1 bar, that is mean value of the first sample, that is equal to 12. In the sample 2, when we go on adding all these individual observations, total comes 77. And N2, that is number of observations in sample 2, are 7. So 77 divided by 7, this mean value comes 11. So X2 bar, that has come 11. Now we have to calculate the variance value. So let us see what we shall be doing for this. For calculating variance, we need actually X1 minus X1 bar is square and X2 minus X2 bar is square. So let us see how this is done. We know that the mean value of the first sample is 12. So what we do, we are actually subtracting this mean value from all these individual observations. That is 10 minus 12, because 12 is the mean value. So 10 minus 12, 12 minus 12 will be 0. So 13 minus 12 will be plus 1. 11 minus 12 will be minus 1. So likewise we shall obtain x1 minus x1 bar. And then in the third column we are going to find out x1 minus x1 bar, its square. So these individual values have now been squared. So 2 2s are 4, 0 multiplied by 0 will be 0, 1 1s are 1, here also 1, then 2 2s are 4, and finally we obtain the sum of x1 minus x1 bar square, and that value has come 10. Exactly the same way we shall be calculating the x2 minus x2 bar square. So what has been done? The mean value, that is 11, that has been subtracted from these individual observations. So it will be 8 minus 11, that will be minus 3, 9 minus 11, minus 2, 12 minus 11, it will be plus 1. So we have done all these 7 cases for getting x2 minus x2 bar. And then for x2 minus x2 bar square, these values will be squared. And finally, you will find out the sum of x2 minus x2 bar square, and that value has come 44. Once you have these two observations, that is x1 minus x1 bar square, which is given in this third column, and x2 minus x2 bar square, its sum, that has come 44, then you can calculate variance, because the calculation of variance can be done, and that variance is indicated as s square. So that is equal to x minus x bar its square divided by n minus 1. So let us see. Here the calculation of variance is shown. This s square is for variance, this is symbol for variance, and this is equal to x minus x bar its square divided by n minus 1. So for sample 1, the variance will be x1 minus x1 bar square divided by n1 minus 1. And we know that this sum has come 10. So 10 divided by 4, because 5 observations are there. So 10 divided by 4, that will be equal to 2.5. And s2 square, it will be 44, because the sum of x2 minus x2 bar its square is 44. So this will be 44 divided by 6, because 7 observations are there. So 7 minus 1 will be equal to 6. It will come 7.33. So we are observing that s2 square value is higher than s1 square. So this f will be equal to 7.33 divided by 2.5, because larger variance will be divided by smaller variance. And finally this f value has come 2.93. After this we shall be calculating degree of freedom, and degree of freedom for s2 square will be 7 minus 1, that is 6, and for s1 square it will be 5 minus 1, that is 4. So once we have degree of freedom, so at 6 and 4 degree of freedom we shall see the table value at 5% level. And see, this is f table. Here at 6 means numerator, degree of freedom will be 6. Denominator, its degree of freedom will be 4. So this value is 6.163. At 5% level, f value, f critical is 6.163. So we are observing that the calculated value of f, that is 2.93, is quite less than the f critical value, that is 6.163. So we accept the null hypothesis that there is, because in the beginning itself we hypothesize that there is no difference between the variance values of the two samples. So we find that this hypothesis is correct over here, and probability will be more than 5%. Thus the two samples show equal variance. So by this way we can see whether two samples have equal variance or they have significantly different, means significant difference exists between the variance values. Here another example I have taken. In very brief I am going to explain it. See, two samples are there. In sample 1 the variables are 9, 10, 10, 10, 11, means there is very least variation among the observations. But in sample 2 the observations are 5, 8, 10, 12 and 15, means there is much variation among the observations. So we want to see whether two samples have equal variance, and for this we calculate actually the mean values. So here n1, that is 5. In case of sample 2, n2 is equal to also 5, and the total number means total of all these 5 cases that has come 50. Here also in the second sample it is 50. So 50 divided by 5, it will come 10. It means both samples have mean values 10. But what we find that there is much variation among the observations of sample 2, whereas the sample 1 contains all these 5 observations very much similar, because 3 of the cases are exactly same and other 2 are slightly different from the 10 value. So definitely there is much consistency in sample 1, but very much difference is there among the cases of sample 2. So we want to see whether both samples have same variance, and this is actually these are the tables which show all informations about this particular observation. That is, mean values of both the samples are 10, because it is computer generated table. So we can see the important characteristics in it. Both samples have mean values 10. Variance of the first sample is 0.5, means very little variation is there among the observations, whereas sample 2 has its variance 14.5. So this will be actually S2 square, and this will be divided by S1 square. And when we will divide it, then the EF value comes 29. And degree of freedom will definitely be 4 and 4, because 5 observations are there in both the samples. So 5 minus 1, it will be 4. And at 4 and 4 degree of freedom at 5% level, the table value is 6.388. And we find that the calculated value, that is 29, is very much high than this EF critical value. So we reject the null hypothesis, and we can say that significant difference exists between the variance values of the two samples. So these are the steps through which we can verify whether the two samples have same variance or significantly different variance values.